To Aaron Cohen. Aaron, you know, this deal for the hostages, a quarter of them, 50 of them, in exchange for criminals jailed and convicted in Israel. And the children that they're talking about are apparently children who were born in the jails in Israel. Why do you think Hamas agreed to this?
Well, Judge, let me just say it's good to see you again. It's been a minute.
Thank you.
As far as the ceasefire goes, here's where I'm at with this right now. This ceasefire, I believe, was initiated by Hamas. Yehia Sinwar, the leader of Hamas inside of Gaza, he's feeling the noose getting tightened around his neck. He's getting desperate. There's a couple of brigades left of Hamas militants that have completely been surrounded in what we call in Hebrew a sir lachatz. Israel's been brilliantly unfolding a pressure cooker campaign using a high degree of selectivity, like Senator Cruz said, very careful with the civilians, a lot of special ops forces on the ground, moving house to house, those tunnels almost completely mapped out at this point. The dog unit, Oketz in Hebrew is what it's called, or Kalbiyah, the archangels of those tunnel operations, unmapping everything we've seen under the Shifa Medical Center. Sinwar's getting desperate. The leaders in Qatar sitting in those six-star hotels are getting desperate. Khalid Mashal. You've got Ismail Haniya. And they're sitting there, and everybody knows that the noose has completely been tightened. All these Hamas militants trying to get to the south of Israel now. And all they're trying to do is show strength. And so, listen, the hostages have always been the key piece for us. We rescue our people. They're a big deal. We waited we did it in 76 in Entebbe in July. We got back 103 hostages. We're in the hostage rescue business, and while we may not have invented it, like I've been saying, we perfected it. Israel's really good at counterterrorism. So we're going to take those 50 hostages back, but I can assure you, to your previous chat with the senator, Israel's going to have a very high degree of surveillance all over Gaza. We got that whole place on lockdown. And the reason why is because Israel's a master at that intelligence gathering. So we're going to keep an eye on everything. All the supply lines have been cut off. No one's moving any supplies. We want to get those trucks in there, too, for the Palestinian people who were trapped in the center of Gaza. And so Israel's going to keep a very tight eye. Our Shin Bet, our Mossad, our Amman intelligence agencies. And it's okay. We want those hostages back. We're going to take them, but we're going to keep a very close eye on exactly how this unfolds over the next couple of days. And this ain't a ceasefire, Judge. Yeah. This is what I call a little tactical snack of a pause. Yeah. That's all it is.
Agree with you. And okay, so we've got 50, hopefully, hostages coming back. We've got 4 times that. We've got another 150, as far as we know, over there. How long do you think this offensive will take? And will Hamas keep trying to interrupt the flow of Israel in its takedown of Hamas?
Judge, it's a good question. I don't want to speculate on the idea of macro operation in terms of how long it's going to take, but I think Israel's starting to put the bow on the Hamas package here. I don't think it's going to take long, but Israel's got to be very diligent. They've got to be very careful. The tunnels are complex. Yeah. It's what we call tubular or linear assault. At the end of the day, they got to get in there. But I want to talk to your guest's last answer also, because I think she was onto something. I want to take a minute right now. I've been training law enforcement in this country for 20 years, teaching the Israeli model of counterterrorism. And I want to speak to every chief and every sheriff out there. You better start taking your training seriously. And I'm a big fan of law enforcement, but you really want to have an honest look at your SWAT training. I know that these SWAT teams get together about once a month. 2, the ALERT program, which is a $130 million program funded by state and federal money out in Texas. And what we saw in Uvalde may have been a reflection of that training, which in my opinion is a little outdated. So to all those sheriffs and chiefs out there, you better start having a good look at your training, making sure it's behavioral based, making sure you can do point shooting and not get on those sites when you're in that chemical dump, and make sure that you've got counterterrorism based training, because this ain't going to look like Uvalde and it ain't going to look like Columbine. This could be several dozen to several hundred of these popping up right now. Yep. And you better get serious with your tactics and start being very honest about your response capabilities. And I'm not talking about the bigs. I'm talking about every city across this country. There's a lot of them out there. Start getting serious about your training and have an honest look and ask yourself, are our patrol officers and school resource officers, who are going to be our SWAT teams, those real first responders, are they capable of responding to those threats under those massive levels of stress? And can you do it in a counterterrorism-based platform?
You hit the nail on the head, Aaron Cohen.
Judge, just trying to park my car in the same garage as you.
You got it, and we're in the same garage.